The Koi Empire. Turning beauty into a profitable backyard goldmine. Part 1. The living gold beneath the water. What if the most beautiful fish in the world could also be your next profitable side hustle? Picture this. A serene morning pond. Water like liquid glass reflecting 1,000 shades of red, white, gold, and black. Beneath the surface, elegant creatures glide in perfect harmony, each movement slow, confident, and mesmerizing. These are not ordinary fish. These are living jewels, koi. For centuries, people have been captivated by their elegance, their vibrant colors, and the sense of calm they bring to anyone who watches them. But hidden beneath their beauty lies something far more powerful, a story of transformation, perseverance, and wealth. The legend of koi begins in the ancient waters of Asia, where common carp evolved into a masterpiece of nature through patience and dedication. Generations of farmers, artists, and dreamers shaped these humble fish into symbols of prosperity and success. In Japanese culture, koi represent more than beauty, they embody resilience, strength, and the spirit to rise against the current. There's an old tale told in Japan, a tale that echoes through every pond across the world. It speaks of a school of koi swimming upstream against a fierce waterfall. While other fish turned back, one koi never gave up. It fought through cold, exhaustion, and time itself, until, finally, it reached the top. The gods, moved by its determination, transformed it into a golden dragon, the highest symbol of triumph. Since then, koi have come to represent courage, persistence, and the ability to turn struggle into success. But beyond mythology and art, koi carry real power, not just spiritual or emotional, but economic. Today, the same fish that once swam through temple gardens in Kyoto are being bred and raised in suburban backyards across America. They've become an unexpected bridge between East and West, between culture and commerce. Koi ponds are no longer exclusive to ancient estates or royal gardens. They're appearing in modern homes, eco-resorts, and even small farms from California to Florida. What started as a symbol of harmony has quietly evolved into a booming global industry worth billions of dollars. Behind every vibrant pond lies a hidden network of passionate breeders, artists, and entrepreneurs who have discovered the secret. Beauty can be profitable when you nurture it with purpose. And that's where your story could begin. Imagine transforming a small patch of your backyard into a living gallery of color, a self-sustaining ecosystem that's not just calming to the soul but rewarding to your wallet. Each koi is a potential masterpiece, an investment that appreciates over time. Some prized varieties sell for hundreds, others for thousands, and a few rare champions, the living dragons, have fetched over $1 million at auction. But the true magic isn't in the price tag, it's in the process. Raising koi teaches patience, observation, and balance, the same qualities that lead to success in life and business. You're not just farming fish, you're cultivating art, harmony, and value. In the United States, the movement toward sustainable and aesthetic farming is growing faster than ever. Homesteaders, eco-entrepreneurs, and weekend hobbyists are turning their ponds into microeconomies, using modern filtration systems, solar aerators, and smart sensors to breed, display, and sell koi both locally and online. Social media platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram are filled with viral koi videos, millions of viewers watching in awe as colors ripple under sunlight. People aren't just buying fish anymore, they're buying emotion, serenity, and a piece of living art. This is more than a hobby, it's a movement, a quiet revolution swimming beneath the surface of modern agriculture. Koi farming combines the heart of Eastern philosophy with the innovation of Western technology, merging beauty, culture, and entrepreneurship into one harmonious system. Whether you're a full-time farmer or someone searching for a meaningful side business, the koi industry opens doors few ever imagine. It's a world where nature meets profit, where tradition meets innovation, and where every ripple tells a story of hope and abundance. So next time you look into the still waters of a pond and see those radiant scales gliding through the light, remember this: you're not just looking at fish. You're looking at potential. You're looking at resilience. You're looking at living gold. And perhaps, just perhaps, you're looking at the start of your next great journey. one that could transform your backyard into a sustainable source of beauty and income. Because sometimes, fortune doesn't come from the sky or the soil, it comes quietly. Beneath the water. Part 2. Origin and Legend. The ancient spirit of the koi. Long before backyard ponds and luxury water gardens, before koi were traded like rare art pieces, they were simply humble carp swimming in the muddy rivers of ancient Asia. But as with all great stories, what began in obscurity would one day rise to legend. The origin of the koi is not a tale of luck, it is a tale of transformation. Thousands of years ago, farmers in China began noticing that some of their common carp had unique patches of color, spots of red, gold, or white shimmering under the water. What others ignored, they nurtured. They saw beauty where others saw ordinary fish. Through generations of selective breeding and dedication, these farmers created something the world had never seen before: living art. Centuries later, when the practice reached Japan, it evolved into perfection. The Japanese didn't just raise koi, they refined them with the precision of master craftsmen and the soul of poets. Villages like Niigata became sacred grounds for breeders, where every pond was a palette and every fish a brushstroke on the canvas of nature. But what truly elevated koi to a global symbol wasn't just their color, it was their story. In the heart of Japanese folklore lies the legend of the Dragon Gate. It tells of a group of carp swimming up the mighty Yellow River, battling fierce currents and towering waterfalls. One by one, the weaker fish gave up, swept back by the torrent. But one carp, small, persistent, relentless, refused to quit. It swam day and night, through storms and exhaustion, until it finally leapt over the final waterfall. The gods, moved by its courage, transformed that carp into a golden dragon, the highest emblem of strength, success, and transcendence. From that day forward, the carp, the koi, became a living metaphor for perseverance and triumph against all odds. That story still lives in every pond, every ripple, every shimmer of gold beneath the surface. When you watch a koi glide through the water, you're not just seeing a fish, you're witnessing centuries of human hope, patience, and artistry. In Japan, owning a koi pond became more than a luxury, it was a declaration of values. A family pond was not simply decoration, it was philosophy in motion. The koi's colors represented elements of life: red for love and passion, white for purity, gold for prosperity, and black for overcoming adversity. To watch them swim was to meditate on harmony, on the flow of time and the rhythm of persistence. As Japan rebuilt itself after war and modernization, koi became a symbol of national pride, a reminder that even after destruction, beauty could rise again. Their story spread far beyond Asia. Soldiers returning from the Pacific brought the image of koi home with them. Artists painted them, gardeners replicated the ponds, and slowly, the legend of the koi swam westward, across oceans, across cultures, into the hearts of dreamers who saw in these fish a reflection of their own struggle and hope. Today, in the quiet suburbs of America, you can find the same ancient spirit living on. A pond in Texas, a garden in Oregon, a resort in Hawaii, all connected by the same ripple of history. The koi, once a symbol of Japanese nobility, has become a global ambassador of peace, patience, and prosperity. It's fascinating how the koi's story mirrors the human spirit. We all swim against currents, against financial challenges, personal setbacks, or the fear of failure. Some give up halfway, but those who persist, who keep swimming through life's turbulent waters, are the ones who transform, who ascend their own waterfalls, and who, in time, become dragons. That is why koi farming feels different from any other kind of aquaculture. It's not just about profit margins or water chemistry. It's about legacy. It's about connecting with something timeless, an art that spans continents and centuries, and yet still thrives in the hands of everyday people. Each color variation, each pattern, tells a story written by both nature and human care. Some breeders spend decades perfecting a single bloodline, ensuring every fish reflects not just visual perfection but genetic harmony. It's an art form measured not in days or months, but in generations. And now, that art, once reserved for emperors and collectors, has opened its gates to everyone willing to learn. to nurture, to care. With modern tools, smart filtration systems, and digital trading platforms, even small-scale farmers and homesteaders can now raise, breed, and sell koi worldwide. So when you step into the world of koi, you're not just entering a business, you're joining a centuries-old conversation between man, water, and patience. You become part of a lineage that honors both profit and philosophy, art and agriculture. Because in every droplet of water that ripples across a pond, there's a reflection of that ancient story, of a simple carp that refused to surrender. That turned its struggle into triumph, and in doing so, inspired humanity to dream higher. And perhaps that's why the koi has never lost its magic. It reminds us that greatness isn't born, it's cultivated. It's the result of persistence, purpose, and care. So when you see those colors shimmering beneath the surface, remember, you're looking at more than just a fish. You're looking at a story that began thousands of years ago and continues to write itself, one ripple at a time. Part 3. The Business Potential. Why Koi Farming is the Hidden Goldmine. For most people, a koi pond is a symbol of peace, a quiet corner to escape the noise of life. But for a growing number of smart, eco-minded entrepreneurs, it's also a symbol of profit. Beneath that shimmering water lies one of the most overlooked business opportunities in modern sustainable farming, a living goldmine that combines art, culture, and commerce. The ornamental fish industry has quietly grown into a global powerhouse, valued in the billions. From Japan's legendary Niigata breeders to American backyard farmers, koi have transformed from a hobby into a thriving microeconomy. Their beauty commands not only admiration but astonishing prices. A single high-quality adult koi can sell for $200 to $5, while championship-grade specimens, raised with perfect genetics and flawless color symmetry, have been auctioned for over $1 million. But the true appeal isn't just in selling rare fish, it's in the model itself. Koi farming offers what most business ventures don't: low land requirements, sustainable returns, and emotional value. It's one of the few agricultural industries where aesthetics and profit coexist perfectly. Let's break it down. A small farm, say, 500 to 1.000 square meters, can raise 300 to 600 koi per cycle, depending on stocking density and system design. With modern filtration and water recirculating technology, the maintenance cost remains surprisingly low compared to traditional aquaculture. After factoring feed, electricity, and occasional treatment costs, a single cycle can still yield 20% to 40% net profit margins. That's not theory, it's happening quietly across rural Asia, Europe, and now the United States. One koi breeder in Oregon, for example, began with just a backyard pond and a few imported Japanese fingerlings. Within 3 years, his small setup expanded into a local attraction. Visitors would come not just to buy fish, but to experience the serenity of the ponds, and to take photos that went viral across social media. The result? His revenue doubled, then tripled, simply because people wanted to be part of the story. And that's what makes koi farming uniquely powerful. It's not just a business. It's a brand experience. Every pond tells a story of patience, beauty, and prosperity. Stories people want to share online. Stories that build trust and fascination. Platforms like YouTube and TikTok have played an unexpected role in this growth. Videos of koi feeding frenzies, pond cleaning, or color transformation regularly reach millions of views. There's something universal in their visual magic, the way sunlight dances on scales, the way silence feels alive with motion. For creators, farmers, and eco-entrepreneurs, this opens a golden window. A single pond can generate income from multiple channels. Direct sales of fingerlings and mature fish, farm tours and ecotourism experiences, online content, tutorials, live streams, and lifestyle branding. Value-added products like decorative pond accessories, breeding courses, and consulting. The synergy of digital storytelling and small-scale aquaculture creates an ecosystem where passion fuels profit. You're not just farming, you're inspiring, educating, and entertaining. But let's not romanticize it too much. Koi farming is still a serious craft. It requires technical understanding of water quality, nutrition, and genetics. The difference is, unlike other high-risk livestock ventures, the learning curve rewards patience rather than punishing mistakes. Koi are resilient, adaptable, and long-lived. A well-maintained fish can live 20 to 40 years, growing more valuable over time. In that sense, they're more like fine wine or art, appreciating assets that become family heirlooms. In Japan, collectors often pass their best koi down through generations. In America, a new class of hobbyists, retirees, garden designers, and eco-investors are beginning to treat koi the same way, as both living art and financial investment. And then comes the hidden benefit most people overlook: emotional therapy. The mental health and wellness market in the US is worth hundreds of billions. And koi ponds naturally align with this growing movement. Studies have shown that watching fish swim lowers stress levels, reduces anxiety, and improves heart rate. In short, the act of tending a pond is not just business, it's healing. That emotional connection strengthens brand loyalty, making your customers not just buyers, but believers. Now combine that with the growing American appetite for sustainability. Backyard aquaponics, organic micro farms, and eco-homesteads are trending nationwide. Koi farming fits perfectly into this vision. It's quiet, beautiful, profitable, and environmentally friendly. A single koi pond can be integrated with solar pumps, biological filters, and hydroponic systems that recycle waste into nutrient-rich fertilizer for plants. That means zero waste, and a story of harmony that today's eco-conscious consumer loves. To put it simply, koi farming isn't just about selling fish, it's about selling a philosophy, the belief that prosperity and nature can coexist. Whether you're a rural farmer looking to diversify income, or an urban homeowner dreaming of a peaceful yet productive backyard, the path is surprisingly accessible. You don't need acres of land or heavy machinery, just passion, patience, and purpose. The startup costs are moderate, the aesthetics are irresistible, and the returns are stable. And perhaps the greatest secret of all? Koi farming scales beautifully. You can start small, a few tanks or a single pond, and expand as demand grows. Each new pond becomes an opportunity to experiment, to innovate, to tell another chapter of your story. Because in the end, koi farming isn't just about what you grow, it's about what you build. A lifestyle, a business, a legacy. So, while most people chase noisy trends, crypto, AI stocks, or digital gold, the next wave of quiet millionaires might just be those who choose to build something timeless, something alive. And as we'll see in the next part, the blueprint for success in koi farming doesn't require a fortune, just clarity, craftsmanship, and a pond that reflects your own persistence back at you. Part 4. The Blueprint. Building the perfect koi farm. Success in koi farming doesn't begin with luck, it begins with design. Every successful breeder, from the traditional masters in Niigata to modern innovators in Texas, understands one truth: your pond is your factory, your fish are your masterpieces, and water is your most valuable employee. If you can master water, its flow, purity, and chemistry, you can master the art and business of koi farming. Let's build the perfect system, step by step. 1. Choosing the right location. Before you dig a single inch of soil, think about one word: balance. Koi thrive in spaces that mirror nature, clean air, natural light, and stable temperatures. An ideal location should be open enough to catch sunlight for at least 6 hours a day, yet shaded enough to prevent overheating. Avoid areas prone to flooding or pollution. Nearby factories, pesticide-heavy farms, or drainage ditches can all contaminate your water source. Koi don't demand luxury, but they do demand stability. Consistent conditions, not extremes, are the secret to long life and bright color. If you're in a colder climate, consider semi-covered ponds or indoor tanks with greenhouse roofing. In warmer regions, light shade nets and a small waterfall can help regulate temperature and oxygen flow. 2. Designing the pond. Where art meets engineering. Every great pond has two purposes: to please the eye and to protect the fish. For beginners, a pond size of 500 to 1.000 square meters, or even smaller for backyard setups, is perfect. Divide it into zones. A nursery section for young fry, small and shallow for easy feeding. A grow-out section for juveniles. A display or breeding pond for mature adults. Depth matters. Keep it between 1.2 and 1.5 meters, 4 to 5 feet. Shallow enough to clean, deep enough to maintain stable temperature and oxygen. Line the pond with concrete, fiberglass, or HDPE liner. Clay soil works if compacted well, but sealing it with a liner prevents erosion and contamination. The pond floor should slope gently toward a central drain, connected to an outlet pipe, making water changes and cleaning easy. A slight current created by a circulating pump mimics natural streams, helping koi build muscle tone and distribute oxygen evenly. When designed correctly, your pond becomes a self-cleaning ecosystem, water moving gracefully, waste filtered efficiently, and koi swimming effortlessly like brushstrokes in motion. 3. The filtration system, the beating heart of the pond. If the pond is the body, filtration is the heart. Without it, even the most beautiful setup collapses. Filtration comes in 3 essential stages. A. Mechanical filtration, the first line of defense. This removes solid waste like uneaten feed, leaves, and debris. Use vortex chambers, settlement tanks, or fine mesh screens. Think of it as your pond's liver, catching the heavy stuff before it clogs the system. B. Biological filtration, nature's magic. This is where beneficial bacteria transform harmful ammonia and nitrites into safer nitrates. Use biofilters, lava rocks, or plastic media that allow bacteria to colonize. It's a living filter, a tiny invisible army protecting your fish every second. C. UV sterilization, the final polish. Ultraviolet light kills algae and pathogens, keeping your water crystal clear. It's not mandatory, but it's worth it. Your fish deserve to swim in liquid sunlight, not green soup. 4. Water supply and flow management. Water is the foundation of everything. Get it wrong, and nothing else matters. The perfect water for koi should have pH 6.5 to 8.5, temperature 68 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 to 28 degrees Celsius. Dissolved oxygen, DO, minimum 5 to 6 milligrams per liter. Ammonia, nitrite, nearly zero. Use well water, filtered rainwater, or treated tap water after chlorine removal. If you're using groundwater, test it regularly for iron, sulfur, or heavy metals. Install both inlet and outlet systems to maintain circulation. The rule is simple: clean water in, dirty water out, continuously, even if only 10 to 20% per week. Some modern farmers use recirculating aquaculture systems, ROS, allowing 90 to 95% water reuse. It's eco-friendly, cost-efficient, and ideal for urban farmers or indoor setups. 5. Oxygen and light, the energy of life. Koi need oxygen like we need air, and yet, many beginners underestimate it. Without proper aeration, fish suffocate slowly, and disease spreads like wildfire. Solutions are simple but crucial. Air pumps or solar-powered aerators for continuous airflow. Small waterfalls or fountains to naturally oxygenate water. Backup systems for emergencies, especially at night or during power outages. Light also plays a role in health and color development. Morning sunlight enhances pigment vibrancy, while partial shade prevents algae bloom. The goal is not full exposure, but balance, nature's golden rule. 6. Zoning and population control. Overcrowding kills more koi than any other factor. Resist the temptation to overstock. Beauty grows in space, not chaos. Follow this general guideline. 1 adult koi per 250 to 500 gallons, 1 to 2 cubic meters of water. For fry or juveniles, start with higher density, then thin out as they grow. Separate by size and age to prevent aggression and uneven feeding. Use gentle nets or plastic barriers to divide zones within a large pond. For breeding, isolation tanks are essential. Healthy females and vibrant males produce stronger fry when stress-free. 7. Equipment and technology integration. Welcome to the modern era of smart aquaculture. Today, your phone can be as valuable as your net. Equip your pond with digital sensors for pH, dew, and temperature monitoring, automatic feeders that release precise amounts at set intervals, solar aerators and pumps to cut down energy costs, security cameras for night monitoring, especially important for high-value fish. Many koi farmers now use apps that sync data from sensors, alerting them instantly to pH drops or oxygen dips. It's 21st century farming at its best: low stress, high control, and beautifully efficient. 8. The finishing touch: aesthetic harmony. Remember, koi farming is not just a business, it's an art form. Design your pond like a living painting. Add rocks, lotus, or floating plants like water hyacinth. Create viewing spots, wooden decks, stone benches, or walkways that let you and your visitors admire the fish from above. Koi respond to peace. A calm environment enhances their appetite, color, and longevity. If you treat your pond as a sanctuary, it rewards you like one, with clarity, grace, and abundance. Building your koi farm is not just about mixing concrete and filling water. It's about creating a space where nature, science, and emotion intertwine, where each ripple holds value, and every reflection mirrors your patience. Once your pond is built and your system balanced, you're ready for the next great step, bringing life into the water. Because when the first koi glides into your pond, that's not just the start of a farm. It's the birth of your own empire, silent, colorful, and infinitely alive. Part 5. The daily routine: caring for your living jewels. Running a koi farm isn't just about building a pond and waiting for profits. It's about mastering the rhythm of daily care. Every sunrise and sunset is part of a sacred routine, where observation, feeding, and balance shape the difference between failure and fortune. Your koi are living art, and art requires attention. Each action you take, from how you feed to how you clean, ripples through the pond's delicate ecosystem. Success comes from consistency, not intensity. Let's walk through what a day in the life of a koi farmer looks like. The habits that transform ordinary caretakers into true masters of the water. 1. Morning routine. The first light and the first look. The day begins when the light touches the pond. Before the noise of pumps or feeders, take a moment to watch. Observation is your most powerful tool, more accurate than any sensor. Look for how your fish move. Healthy koi swim gracefully, neither too fast nor too still. Their colors glow under morning light, and their fins spread fully like sails. If they hover near the surface gasping, or hide in corners, something is wrong. Check for foam or unusual film on the water, early signs of ammonia spikes or poor filtration. Listen for your pumps. The hum of water circulation is the heartbeat of your pond. Next, test your water. Record the essentials. Temperature: ideal between 68 degrees Fahrenheit and 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 to 28 degrees Celsius. pH: between 6.5 and 8.5. Oxygen levels: above 5 milligrams per liter. Ammonia and nitrite: as close to zero as possible. Many successful farmers keep a water diary, logging readings daily or weekly. Patterns reveal problems before they become disasters. 2. Feeding: the language of trust. Feeding is more than nourishment, it's communication. Every meal tells you something about your koi's health, mood, and metabolism. Feed 3 to 4 times a day in small portions. Never dump in all the food at once. Koi prefer grazing, not gorging. Watch how quickly they eat. If food remains after 5 minutes, reduce the next feeding. Overfeeding doesn't just waste money, it pollutes the water, producing ammonia and stressing the biofilter. Use high-quality koi pellets, protein around 30 to 35%. Rich in vitamins and minerals. In warm months, they'll eat vigorously. As water cools below 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius, reduce feeding or switch to low-protein wheat germ diets. Digestion slows and waste increases. Every handful you toss isn't just feed, it's investment. Koi convert nutrition into color, growth, and resilience. Premium feed results in thicker body mass, brighter pigment, and faster recovery after stress. And here's the beautiful part: the feeding ritual builds trust. Over time, your koi will recognize your shadow. swim toward your voice, even nibble gently at your hand. That connection makes everything easier, from inspection to treatment, and it's part of what makes this business so emotionally fulfilling. 3. Midday. Maintenance and balance. As the sun rises higher, the pond becomes a living laboratory. This is the time for maintenance, small tasks that keep the ecosystem stable. Clean filters if flow seems reduced. Skim debris from the surface. Trim aquatic plants to prevent excessive shade. Check pumps and aerators for clogs. Every element in your system, filters, drains, outlets, works like organs in a living body. Neglect one, and the rest suffer. For larger farms, an automated monitoring system is invaluable. Sensors can alert you via smartphone if temperature or oxygen drops. Solar-powered pumps can ensure 24-hour aeration even during outages. And while machines help, never replace presence with technology. Walk your ponds. The smell of water, the sound of flow, the sparkle of scales. These sensory cues tell you what no app can. 4. Afternoon. The science of stability. Koi farming is 50% biology and 50% patience. Water parameters shift with heat, feed, and time. Afternoon is when oxygen levels peak and ammonia can spike. This is your moment to test again, especially after feeding. If oxygen drops or pH swings too sharply, partial water exchange can save your stock. Replace 10 to 15% of pond volume weekly or more often in hot seasons. Always match new water's temperature and pH to avoid shocking the fish. Some farmers add beneficial bacteria or probiotics after each water change. These microscopic allies break down organic waste, stabilize biofiltration, and boost immunity. And if you've integrated aquaponics, using koi waste to feed plants, this is when you check your grow beds. Healthy plants mean healthy water. The system is circular. Every leaf you harvest is proof of balance. 5. Evening. Reflection and rest. As the sun fades, the pond softens. This is when the koi's colors shine deepest, fiery reds, shimmering whites, shadows of gold gliding under the fading light. Evening is calm, but your work continues quietly. Turn off feeders, check aeration for the night, monitor oxygen. Levels drop as photosynthesis stops. Nighttime suffocation is a silent killer, especially in densely stocked ponds. Keep air stones or waterfall systems running. Then, one last ritual, reflection. Sit by the pond for a few minutes. Let the quiet hum of the water settle your thoughts. Many successful koi farmers say this is when they get their best ideas, because peace breeds creativity. This lifestyle rewards not just your wallet, but your spirit. It's therapy disguised as business. 6. Weekly and monthly routines. The bigger picture. Daily care keeps your koi alive. Weekly and monthly routines make them thrive. Every week, change 10 to 20% of the water. Vacuum pond bottom if sediment builds up. Inspect each fish for injuries or parasites. Refill bacterial cultures in filters. Every month, deep clean filtration systems. Trim or replace aquatic plants. Calibrate sensors and check electrical lines. Record growth metrics, length, weight, color intensity. A digital spreadsheet helps track performance. Over time, you'll see trends. How diet affects color. How temperature impacts growth. How minor changes ripple into major outcomes. That's when you move from hobbyist to strategist. 7. Managing stress and disease prevention. Healthy koi are active, curious, and social. When something's off, you'll know it instantly. Loss of appetite, clamped fins, rubbing against pond walls. These are red flags. Prevention beats cure every time. Keep quarantine tanks ready for new or sick fish. Use salt baths or gentle medication only under expert guidance. Too much chemical intervention weakens natural immunity. A stable environment is your best defense. Disease doesn't thrive in clean, oxygenated water, neither does stress. 8. The heart of the routine. Observation. After years of farming, the best koi keepers will tell you a secret. You don't raise fish, you raise water. If your water is right, your fish will follow. If your water falters, nothing else matters. That's why the daily routine isn't just repetition, it's ritual. It's meditation through motion. You feed not just the fish, but the balance that keeps everything alive. And slowly, as you refine your rhythm, the rewards grow. Your koi becomes stronger, colors richer, and survival rates higher. What once felt like a task becomes a partnership between you and the water, between effort and peace. Because at the end of each day, when the sky reflects on the pond and your koi glide beneath the stars, you realize something profound. You're not just farming for profit, you're farming for harmony. And that harmony, when cared for daily, turns into something priceless, a legacy of color, calm, and prosperity. Part 6, Technology and Innovation, the Smart Koi Farm Revolution. The modern koi farmer isn't just a caretaker of water, they're a manager of data, a conductor of invisible systems that hum beneath the surface. While the legends of the koi are ancient, the methods of raising them have entered a new era, where sensors replace guesswork, automation replaces fatigue, and knowledge flows in real time through your phone. This is the Smart Koi Revolution, a blend of tradition and technology that's changing how small farmers around the world build wealth from beauty. 1. From art to algorithm. How technology transforms koi farming. In the past, koi farming relied entirely on intuition. Farmers learned by observing watercolor, by smell, by sound. It was an art passed through generations. But today, that art is amplified by precision. IoT, Internet of Things, sensors can now monitor pH, temperature, ammonia, and oxygen levels every second. Data flows directly to your smartphone, alerting you before problems become disasters. Imagine receiving a notification. Oxygen levels dropped below 5 milligrams per liter, activate aerator. That kind of control used to take years of experience. Now, it takes a single click. These systems don't replace human touch, they enhance it. They give modern farmers the same wisdom as the masters of Niigata, but with the advantage of time and accuracy. 2. Smart sensors and automated monitoring. Let's start with the essentials. Smart aquaculture sensors measure pH and dissolved oxygen to keep water chemistry stable, temperature and turbidity to detect heat stress or algae bloom, ammonia and nitrite to monitor waste buildup. These sensors connect wirelessly to dashboards or mobile apps, showing live readings and historical data trends. When parameters go out of range, alerts are sent instantly, SMS, email, or app notifications. Some advanced systems even automate responses. If pH rises, dosing pumps release buffer. If oxygen drops, aerators switch on automatically. Think of it as a digital ecosystem manager, always awake, always vigilant, even when you sleep. 3. Feeding automation. Precision nutrition. Feeding used to be one of the most inconsistent tasks in koi farming. Too much feed, and the water fouls. Too little, and growth slows. But with AI-controlled automatic feeders, everything changes. Smart feeders distribute exact portions based on time, temperature, and fish behavior. You can adjust feeding schedules remotely, even while traveling. Cameras monitor how quickly the fish eat, automatically reducing or increasing the next meal. This system doesn't just save time, it saves money. Controlled feeding reduces waste by up to 30%, and koi fed consistently grow faster, brighter, and healthier. Automation turns feeding into science, predictable, profitable, and repeatable. 4. Water filtration and recirculation tech. In modern sustainable farming, water is the most valuable currency. Every gallon reused is a step toward efficiency and profit. Recirculating aquaculture systems, ROS, are leading this change. These systems continuously filter and reuse up to 95% of water, cutting both cost and environmental footprint. Here's how it works. 1. Water flows through a mechanical filter to remove solids. 2. It passes into a biological chamber filled with beneficial bacteria that convert waste into harmless nitrates. 3. A UV sterilizer or ozone system kills pathogens. 4. The clean, oxygenated water returns to the pond. ROS technology lets you farm anywhere, even in a garage or urban warehouse, without the need for large land or constant water replacement. And when combined with solar-powered pumps and aerators, your pond becomes nearly self-sustaining. Imagine running a profitable fish business powered by the sun. 5. Data-driven decisions. The rise of digital aquaculture. Koi farming used to rely on instinct. Now it relies on insight. With cloud-based dashboards, you can analyze months of pond data, growth rates, feed conversion ratios, oxygen trends, and water quality shifts. These patterns help predict outcomes and prevent loss. For example, if oxygen dips every night at 2 a.m., you can schedule extra aeration. If pH slowly drifts upward, you can correct it before ammonia toxicity strikes. If feeding efficiency drops, you can adjust protein levels for better conversion. Data turns uncertainty into clarity and clarity into profit. This shift is why even small-scale farmers are now outperforming traditional commercial setups. Technology levels the playing field, giving anyone with curiosity and discipline the power to farm like a professional. 6. Artificial intelligence and visual analytics. AI is not just for Silicon Valley, it's quietly swimming into ponds worldwide. New camera-based systems can identify stress in fish through changes in movement, grouping behavior, and even scale color. Machine vision algorithms learn what healthy swimming looks like, then flag anomalies automatically. If one fish starts isolating, moving erratically, or showing pale patches, the system sends an alert. This early detection can prevent mass infection and save thousands in losses. AI also assists in grading and pricing koi. Color recognition software can evaluate fish symmetry, brightness, and pattern, helping farmers categorize quality faster and more objectively. What once required expert eyes now fits inside a lens. 7. The power of connectivity and storytelling. But innovation isn't just happening inside ponds, it's happening online. Modern koi farmers aren't just growers, they're content creators. They share their journey on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, building audiences that eventually become customers. Through live pond feeds, educational videos, and feeding time streams, farmers are turning followers into buyers. A koi farm isn't just a place, it's an experience that can reach millions across borders. That's the beauty of combining technology with tradition. Your small backyard farm can become a global business. A living brand that sells not just fish, but feeling, serenity, craftsmanship, and authenticity. 8. The future. Sustainable smart ecosystems. The next generation of koi farming will look more like digital art galleries than fish farms. Self-cleaning ponds powered by solar energy. Automated feeding tuned by AI. 3D printed biofilters. Drone inspections. This isn't science fiction, it's happening now. In places like Vietnam, Japan, and the US, young innovators are blending biotechnology with eco-farming to create closed-loop koi ecosystems. Waste becomes fertilizer, solar energy powers pumps, IoT sensors maintain perfect balance. No chemicals, no guesswork, no waste. The result? A farming model that's profitable, sustainable, and scalable. The future of aquaculture that's both intelligent and ethical. Technology doesn't erase the artistry of koi farming, it celebrates it. It gives you precision where tradition gave intuition, speed where patience once ruled, and vision where darkness once lingered. The smart koi revolution isn't about replacing the farmer, it's about empowering them, giving every pond owner, from the smallest backyard dreamer to the largest breeder, the tools to control destiny. Because in the end, technology is just another form of mastery, and mastery, like water, always flows toward those who are ready to evolve. Part 7. From Hobby to Empire. 3 Real-Life Profit Models. Every successful koi farm begins as a hobby, a small pond, a few colorful fish, and a heart full of curiosity. But with the right system and strategy, that hobby can evolve into a thriving business empire, one that blends culture, art, and sustainable income. In this chapter, we'll explore 3 real-world models that prove how beauty can become business, and how passion can turn into profit, from backyard setups to professional breeding operations. Model 1. The multi-zone koi farm, a blueprint for control and consistency. This model is designed for those who want maximum efficiency and minimal risk. It's not about scale, it's about system. Imagine a well-organized koi farm divided into multiple zones. Nursery ponds for young fry. Grow-out ponds for juveniles. Display and breeding ponds for adults. Each area functions independently, with its own filtration and water management system. This separation minimizes disease transmission and optimizes care for each growth stage. A 1.000 square meter setup can hold 400 to 600 fish per cycle, achieving survival rates above 95%, with each fish valued between $100 and $300 depending on color quality and lineage. One production cycle can yield tens of thousands of dollars in revenue, even before breeding expansion. The secret lies in data and discipline. Consistent water monitoring, controlled feeding, periodic size grading, regular filtration maintenance. Every fish becomes a measurable unit of performance, a living investment managed with precision. This model thrives on structure. It's ideal for farmers who love order, routine, and results. The reward? Predictable cash flow and scalable growth. Even a small backyard operator using this approach can expand into a local supplier network, selling to garden centers, pet shops, or online buyers seeking premium domestic koi. The formula is simple: quality plus control plus consistency equals profit. Model 2. The koi and tourism experience, turning beauty into adventure. The second model proves that koi farming can be more than agriculture, it can be entertainment and education. Across Asia and now in the US, farms are transforming into destination experiences. Visitors don't just come to buy fish, they come to feed them, photograph them, and feel the peace that only a koi pond can offer. This approach merges aquaculture with hospitality. Think of it as a cross between a farm and a garden resort. Visitors pay small entrance fees, often $5 to $10 per person. Enjoy guided tours explaining the art of breeding, and leave with souvenirs, fish food, pond decor, or even a small koi to take home. Some farms offer koi cafes, where customers sit by the ponds while sipping tea or coffee, surrounded by shimmering beauty. The numbers speak for themselves. A 500 square meters farm welcoming 50 to 100 guests daily can generate an additional $2-3 per month purely from tourism and merchandise. But the true value lies in visibility. Every visitor becomes a social media ambassador. Videos and selfies from your farm ripple across the internet, free marketing that no advertisement can match. This model is perfect for entrepreneurs who enjoy storytelling and interaction. It's farming meets art exhibition, with nature as your gallery and koi as your stars. Add a small cafe, local art displays, or weekend workshops on pond design, and your farm becomes a community hub, a sanctuary that blends relaxation with inspiration. This is the emotional business model, where people pay not for a product, but for a feeling. Model 3. The elite breeding lab, where science meets luxury. While the first two models focus on accessibility and experience, the third model goes in the opposite direction: exclusivity. This is where farming becomes high art, the luxury segment of the koi world. Elite koi breeding is not about quantity, it's about creating genetic perfection. Farmers focus on just a few breeding pairs, carefully selected for color, pattern, and lineage, and produce a small number of top-tier offspring. Each fish undergoes rigorous selection. Only those that meet strict standards of symmetry, brightness, and pattern continuity are raised for sale. The rest are sold early to reduce costs and maintain water quality. In Japan, such show-class koi can sell for $5 to $20 each, depending on bloodline and certification, while American and Vietnamese breeders may not yet reach those prices. Premium domestic koi are already fetching thousands per fish in online auctions and collector circles. To achieve that level, elite breeders invest in genetic testing and selective crossbreeding, controlled spawning environments, temperature-regulated tanks and specialized diets, expert photography and online marketing. It's not mass farming, it's boutique aquaculture. Each fish becomes a luxury product with its own story, named documented, and sometimes microchipped for verification. Buyers treat them like collectibles, similar to fine wine or artwork. This model is capital intensive, but the returns are incredible, with 200 to 300 premium fish sold annually at even $500 to $1.000 each. A single small-scale operation can clear profits rivaling traditional large farms. The key is brand trust, positioning yourself as an artisan breeder, not a mass producer. The hybrid approach, multiple streams, one mission. While these three models differ in scale and focus, the most successful koi farmers often combine them. Imagine this. Your main pond follows the multi-zone system for steady fish production. A separate area hosts visitors on weekends. Meanwhile, a small indoor lab breeds a few elite varieties for high-end collectors. This hybrid model creates multiple revenue streams, stable income from sales, passive income from tourism, and premium profit from exclusive breeding. It's the difference between being a fish farmer and being a koi entrepreneur. The lesson behind every model. Each of these paths shares one core principle: purposeful passion. Koi farming rewards those who care deeply, not just about profits, but about precision, patience, and presentation. You're not selling fish, you're selling a feeling of serenity, a piece of nature's art, a symbol of success and grace. And that's the magic. A humble backyard pond can become a business. A business can evolve into a sanctuary. A sanctuary can grow into a brand. Because the koi, born from legends of perseverance, continue to teach us what they symbolize. That transformation is possible for anyone who keeps swimming forward. In the next chapter, we'll take this dream a step further, turning numbers into strategy and ideas into income, with a financial blueprint that breaks down real costs, profits, and long-term scalability. Part 8. The Financial Blueprint. How to start and scale profitably. No matter how beautiful your koi or how advanced your setup, success in this business always flows back to one thing: the numbers. Behind every peaceful pond and viral video lies a spreadsheet, a silent engine that keeps the water flowing, the feed stocked, and the profits growing. Koi farming, when done right, is not only sustainable but remarkably lucrative. You're not chasing volume like industrial fish farms, you're cultivating value, color, and emotion. Let's break down how to turn this artistry into a consistent, scalable income stream. 1. Start small, dream big. The beauty of koi farming is that it doesn't demand vast land or capital to begin. Many of today's successful breeders started with one pond, often no larger than a suburban swimming pool. Here's a typical entry model for small-scale beginners. Pond construction. $3 $5, concrete or fiberglass. With filtration and aeration equipment, $1 $3. Fingerlings. 50 to 100 premium young koi, $500 $1. Feed and supplements, per year, $600 $1. Electricity and water costs, $500 to $800 per year. Miscellaneous, netting, testing kits, probiotics, $300 to $500. Total initial setup, approximately $6 $10. That's less than the cost of a small car, but with proper management, it can yield $5 $10 in net profit per year, and scale far beyond that. And remember, koi are not one-season commodities. They grow more valuable with time. A healthy, 3-year-old fish that started at $30 could sell for $300 or more with the right care and pattern development. It's like raising living art that appreciates in value. 2. Revenue streams. Where the money flows. Unlike traditional livestock, koi farming generates multiple income streams that complement one another. A. Direct fish sales. Your bread and butter. Sell fingerlings, juveniles, or adult koi directly to hobbyists, collectors, and pond owners. Small koi, 3 to 6 inches, $10 to $50 each. Medium koi, 6 to 10 inches, $50 to $200 each. Large or premium koi, 10 to 20 inches, $200 to $1.000 plus. A pond producing 400 fish per year can easily bring in $20–30 in sales. B. Breeding services. Offer breeding and spawning assistance for clients who own valuable pairs. Charge per breeding cycle or per batch of fertilized eggs. Potential annual side income, $1–3. C. Tourism and experiences. Turn your pond into a visual experience, photo shoots, guided tours, school visits, or weekend workshops. If 50 visitors come weekly at $5 each, that's an extra $13 per year in passive revenue, with the added benefit of free marketing. D. Online presence and digital branding. Social media has created a new class of aqua influencers. By sharing your journey through YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, you not only inspire but monetize through ads, sponsorships, and merchandise. A small creator farmer can earn $500 to $3.000 per month through consistent storytelling. E. Value-added products. Don't just sell fish, sell lifestyle. Create branded fish feed, pond accessories, or even miniature koi kits for children in schools. Diversification is what keeps your farm resilient. 3. Cost control. Where many fail. Many beginners fall into the luxury trap, overspending on aesthetics or unnecessary technology. While elegance matters, your focus must remain on water quality, fish health, and operational efficiency. Here are key strategies to control costs. Use solar energy for aeration and filtration to cut electricity bills by 30 to 50%. Buy fingerlings in bulk and grade them later for premium selection. Produce your own probiotics using molasses and rice bran cultures, natural and effective. Collaborate with local plant growers to exchange pond wastewater for fertilizer, saving disposal costs while building community ties. Every dollar saved is a dollar earned. The koi industry rewards the resourceful, not the reckless. 4. Scaling up. Turning a pond into a portfolio. Once your initial setup stabilizes, expansion becomes not only possible, it becomes exciting. Here's a 3-stage roadmap to scale sustainably. Stage 1. Stabilization, year 1 to 2. Focus on mastering water management, achieving 90% plus survival rates, and understanding your local buyer base. Build relationships with pet shops, garden designers, and online marketplaces. Stage 2. Expansion, year 3 to 4. Add 1 or 2 more ponds, or tanks, to double production. Introduce your first breeding pair for in-house fry production. Invest in branding, professional photography, website, logo. Stage 3. Diversification, year 5 and beyond. Branch into tourism, consulting, or online education. Position yourself as a koi mentor or boutique breeder. By now, your brand carries weight, allowing you to sell fewer fish for higher prices. A successful mid-sized farm with 1.500 to 2.000 square meters of water surface can generate $50–100 annually, depending on efficiency and market. 5. The power of story and branding. Remember this: in the koi world, you're not just selling fish, you're selling stories. Collectors don't buy a red and white fish. They buy heritage. They buy the story of a farmer who raised beauty from still water. They buy the emotion of calm, the symbolism of success, the craftsmanship of color. That's why branding matters. Give your farm a name. Create your logo. Tell your story online. Document your journey, your first pond, your first spawn, your first sale. People connect with stories, not statistics. A single viral video of a feeding frenzy or a sunrise reflection can attract thousands of new followers and customers. Your pond is your stage. Let the world see it. 6. Funding and partnerships. If capital is tight, explore community loans, government agricultural grants, or eco-entrepreneurship funds. Koi farming aligns with multiple development goals: sustainable aquaculture, ecotourism, and biodiversity conservation, all of which attract financial support. You can also form cooperatives with other small farmers to share equipment, feed, and marketing resources. Collaboration reduces cost and risk while increasing visibility. 7. Profit with purpose. The modern farmer's mindset. At its heart, Koi farming is more than business, it's legacy. It's proof that beauty, patience, and innovation can coexist in a world obsessed with speed and greed. You're not just building income, you're building serenity for others. Every pond you create, every fish you raise, every visitor you inspire adds value to the planet. That's what separates a true farmer from a speculator: intention. When you build your farm on purpose, the profits take care of themselves. The numbers prove the potential. The passion makes it possible. And the next step? Turning that potential into permanence, by running your farm with responsibility and care for the environment that sustains it. Because wealth that flows from nature must also return to it. Part 9: Sustainability and Eco-Impact. Farming beauty responsibly. True prosperity doesn't come from taking more, it comes from creating harmony. And that's exactly what modern koi farming represents: a union between beauty, business, and the biosphere. In an age where industrial agriculture is depleting soil and polluting water, koi farming offers something radically different: a model of biocircular sustainability, where nothing is wasted, and every cycle of life feeds the next. This isn't just about raising fish, it's about reimagining farming itself. 1. The circle of life in a pond. In nature, balance is perfection. A leaf falls, decomposes, feeds plankton, which feeds fish, which in turn enrich the water that nurtures new life again. Your koi pond is a miniature version of this perfect circle, an ecosystem where science and sustainability dance together. Every gram of feed you give becomes part of this cycle. Some becomes growth and color. Some becomes waste. That waste, when managed right, becomes resource. Solid waste settles at the bottom, where beneficial bacteria break it down into harmless compounds. Liquid waste becomes fertilizer, rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and trace minerals, perfect for watering gardens, hydroponic vegetables, or fruit trees. Nothing leaves the system, everything transforms. When you design your farm around this circular philosophy, you're not only saving the planet, you're cutting costs and maximizing output. 2. Water. The liquid gold. Water is life, and in aquaculture, it's also your most valuable currency. Traditional fish farms waste enormous amounts of it, draining ponds and flushing nutrients into rivers. Koi farming, when designed with sustainability in mind, does the opposite. With recirculating aquaculture systems, ROS, and biofiltration, you can reuse up to 95% of your water indefinitely. Filters remove solids, bacteria convert toxins, and plants absorb nutrients, leaving the water cleaner with every cycle. Even a small farm can thrive using this approach. 10.000 liters of water can sustain 300 to 400 koi. Weekly partial changes, 10 to 15%, keep the system fresh. Discharged water irrigates gardens, closing the sustainability loop. Every drop has purpose. Every pond becomes a living reservoir of renewal. 3. Solar power and energy efficiency. The sun that reflects on your pond can also power it. Solar energy isn't just eco-friendly, it's economically smart. Pumps, aerators, and filtration systems can be fully powered by solar panels, cutting electric costs by 40 to 70%. Battery storage ensures continuous operation even at night or during cloudy days. The investment pays for itself in 2 to 3 years. And from then on, the energy is free, as pure and endless as sunlight itself. For farmers in rural or developing regions, solar systems also eliminate the dependence on unstable grid electricity, giving you freedom, consistency, and resilience. In short, when the sun powers your water, you farm with nature, not against it. 4. Integrating plants. The Koi Plus Green System. Imagine a garden that feeds on fish, and fish that thrive thanks to plants. That's the essence of aquaponics, a system where fish and plants grow symbiotically. Fish waste provides nutrients for plants. Plants filter and purify water for fish. By connecting your koi pond with hydroponic beds of lettuce, basil, mint, or flowers, you create a zero-waste ecosystem. This model transforms your farm into a green microfactory producing both ornamental fish and organic crops, doubling income from the same water. Koi farmers in the US and Vietnam have already adopted this method, selling not just fish but living pond to plate, produce, vegetables grown with the cleanest fertilizer on Earth. It's innovation the planet would applaud. 5. The role of microbes and probiotics. If you want a healthy pond, you must first raise good bacteria. Probiotics, the unseen workforce of your ecosystem, digest waste, stabilize pH, and prevent harmful pathogens from taking over. They're the invisible armor that protects your fish. Many successful farmers culture their own probiotics using rice bran, molasses, and effective microorganisms. A single 10-liter batch can maintain water stability in an entire pond for weeks. It's cheap, natural, and astonishingly effective. The result? Cleaner water, less odor, faster decomposition of organic waste, happier, healthier koi. Your pond becomes a living symphony of microbes, sunlight, and color. 6. Waste management. From pollution to profit. In sustainable aquaculture, waste is never waste, it's opportunity. Koi produce nutrient-rich sludge that, when composted properly, becomes an organic super fertilizer. Local farmers will gladly buy it. You can even brand it Koi Bloom, premium pond-based fertilizer, and sell it to gardeners and nurseries. Similarly, filtered water used during cleaning can irrigate fields or be recycled into ornamental plant nurseries. With simple integration, your koi farm becomes a closed-loop system where every output feeds another input, the definition of sustainability in smart economics. 7. Protecting nature beyond the pond. Being a sustainable farmer means thinking beyond your fence. Avoid using chemical pesticides or antibiotics that can leak into groundwater. Instead, rely on biological control, beneficial bacteria, salt therapy, and herbal extracts. If you're near a natural waterway, install sediment traps and vegetation buffers to prevent runoff. Use biodegradable nets and containers whenever possible. Even the way you package your koi for transport matters. Eco-friendly oxygen bags and recyclable materials show customers that your farm stands for more than profit. Your pond becomes a voice, silently telling the world that progress and preservation can coexist. 8. Social impact. Empowering rural communities. Sustainability isn't only environmental, it's also social. Koi farming creates local jobs that are peaceful, clean, and dignified. It empowers youth, retirees, and women in rural areas to earn income from small spaces. No need for heavy machinery or harsh labor. By teaching the principles of responsible aquaculture, you become more than a business owner, you become a mentor, a community builder, a leader in the quiet revolution of sustainable farming. Your pond, once personal, becomes a source of livelihood for others. 9. The new philosophy of farming. In a world obsessed with quick returns, koi farming whispers a different message, one of patience, care, and balance. It teaches that success doesn't have to exploit the earth. It can coexist with beauty, peace, and purpose. Each time you recycle water, use sunlight for power, or turn waste into fertilizer, you're not just reducing costs, you're participating in something larger, the restoration of harmony between humans and nature. This is the future of farming, where profit and planet swim in the same direction. When your pond thrives, so does the world around it. When your koi flourish, so does your legacy. Because true wealth isn't measured by the number of fish you sell, it's measured by the balance you build. Part 10. Mastering Success. Secrets of the Koi Masters. Success in koi farming is never an accident. It's not luck, not mystery, and not magic, it's mastery. The best koi breeders in Japan, America, and Southeast Asia follow principles so simple, yet so profound, that they feel almost spiritual. Whether your pond is in a rural field or a suburban backyard, these timeless rules hold true. They are the foundation on which every thriving koi empire is built. 1. Water quality is wealth. Every great koi master lives by this mantra: you don't raise fish, you raise water. Because perfect water creates perfect fish. Your koi's health, growth, and color all depend on what they swim in. Clarity reflects cleanliness. Stability reflects discipline. Oxygen reflects life. The masters don't just test pH and ammonia, they feel the water. They know its temperature by touch, its rhythm by ripple, its health by the glow of the fish that live within it. They'll tell you that clean water is more powerful than any medicine. You can feed the best food in the world, but if the water is wrong, nothing thrives. So, treat your water like your most precious asset. Protect it, respect it, and never compromise it. 2. Feed smart, not more. Koi are elegant eaters, they value quality over quantity. Beginners often make the mistake of feeding too much, thinking more food means faster growth. But the masters know the truth. Every uneaten pellet becomes poison. They feed small, frequent meals, just enough to be consumed within minutes. They use high-protein feeds in warm months and lighter diets in cooler seasons. They even tailor feed formulas to enhance color, spirulina for red tones, wheat germ for shine. Each feeding is a dialogue. The fish's reaction tells them everything. Are they active, sluggish, hungry, stressed? Feeding is not routine, it's communication. And that's the beauty of the art. It's not about force-feeding profit. It's about nurturing patience, grace, and rhythm. Feed your koi like you're investing in art, slowly, carefully, deliberately. 3. Observe, record, adjust. No koi farm, no matter how high-tech, can succeed without attention. The masters spend hours by the water, not out of necessity, but devotion. They watch the subtle dance of fins, the way bubbles move, the way the fish rise to meet the surface. Because in those small details lie the secrets to success. They keep logs, daily journals of temperature, pH, feeding, and behavior. They compare seasons, analyze patterns, and anticipate challenges before they happen. Technology helps, yes, but instinct still reigns supreme. Observation is meditation. And in that quiet, the pond speaks. When you truly listen, the koi tell you what they need: more air, less feed, cooler water, gentler light. The masters don't control nature, they cooperate with it. 4. Patience equals profit. This is perhaps the hardest truth for modern entrepreneurs to accept. Koi don't rush. And neither should you. A perfect fish takes years to grow, years of feeding, caring, culling, and refinement. But when it's ready, it's worth not hundreds, but thousands. Koi farming is the ultimate slow return business, yet also one of the most rewarding. Every day of patience adds another layer of color, strength, and character to your fish. The masters say, a koi is like a fine wine, the longer you nurture it, the richer it becomes. Impatience is the enemy of both art and profit. Those who rush for quick gains burn out before they bloom. Those who wait build legacy. So slow down. Let nature do her work. Because in stillness, prosperity grows. 5. Learn from failure and from water itself. No pond stays perfect forever. Filters clog, fish fall ill, algae bloom, systems fail. Even the greatest koi masters have lost fish, sometimes entire generations. But what separates them from amateurs is what they do next. They learn, they evolve, they improve. They understand that every setback is a teacher, just like the water that never stops flowing, adapting to every rock in its path. Koi farming mirrors life. Those who resist change break, those who flow with it thrive. Each mistake teaches you more than any manual ever could. So when something goes wrong, breathe, observe, and let the pond show you the lesson. 6. Respect the lineage, honor the art. Behind every shimmering fish is a bloodline that stretches back centuries, generations of farmers refining color, symmetry, and spirit. When you raise koi, you're not just farming, you're continuing a human legacy of artistry. Every color pattern tells a story of a breeder's dream. Every scale is a brushstroke of evolution. The masters never see their work as fish production. They see it as living art creation. That's why they breed selectively, handle gently, and market truthfully. They never dilute quality for profit, because they know that one extraordinary fish builds more reputation than 1,000 ordinary ones. Protect your bloodlines. Breed with intention. Every koi you sell carries your name, your care, your signature. That's what transforms a farmer into a master. 7. Share knowledge. Grow together. In the koi world, wisdom multiplies when shared. The true masters don't hoard secrets, they teach, mentor, and build communities. They know that collaboration strengthens the craft, raises standards, and opens global opportunities. Every great koi hub, from Niigata to California, began with a group of farmers exchanging techniques. Not competing in silence. Teach newcomers, inspire hobbyists, build your online presence not just as a seller, but as a storyteller. Because when you empower others to succeed, your own pond reflects that abundance back to you. 8. The spirit of the pond. Finally, every koi master understands that success is not measured only in money, but in meaning. The pond is a mirror of your soul. When you're calm, it's calm. When you're careless, it clouds. Tend your pond like you would tend your own heart, with attention, love, and gratitude. In return, it will reward you, not just with profit, but with peace. Because at its core, koi farming isn't about chasing wealth, it's about cultivating wholeness, the balance between human hands and nature's perfection. That's the real secret the masters have always known. The richer the heart, the richer the water. Part 11. Epilogue. The legacy of the living gold. The story of the koi is not just about fish, it's about us. About humanity's desire to turn simplicity into beauty, struggle into triumph, and patience into prosperity. From muddy rivers in ancient Asia to crystal-clear ponds in modern America, the journey of the koi mirrors the journey of the human spirit. It began as survival, became art, and is now, for a new generation of dreamers, becoming a way of life. 1. A legacy written in water. When you stand by your pond in the quiet of dawn, watching those living jewels move beneath the surface, you realize something profound. You're not just looking at fish, you're looking at history in motion. Every ripple is a reflection of the centuries-old craftsmanship passed down through farmers and artists who refused to give up, who saw beauty in persistence and turned patience into wealth. Each scale is a chapter of evolution, each pattern a signature of time. To raise koi is to carry forward a legacy, not of machines and factories, but of hands, heart, and harmony. You're part of a lineage that began with the first farmer who saw a flash of color in muddy water and decided to nurture it instead of ignoring it. And that decision, to nurture beauty, is what still drives the best koi farmers in the world today. 2. The pond as a mirror of life. Your pond teaches you things no book ever could. It teaches patience, because nature moves on her own time. It teaches discipline, because balance requires daily attention. It teaches humility, because one bad decision can cloud the clearest water. But it also teaches joy, the joy of creation, of connection, of seeing life flourish because of your care. When you feed your koi, when you clean your filters, when you sit by the pond after a long day and watch light dance across their scales, you're not just managing a business. You're participating in life itself. The pond becomes a mirror of your mindset. Stillness brings clarity, care brings beauty, balance brings abundance. That's not just the secret to koi farming, it's the secret to living well. 3. Bridging East and West. Few symbols have crossed cultural boundaries as gracefully as the koi. Born in the East, it has found a new home in the West, carrying with it the wisdom of patience and the promise of prosperity. In America, Europe, and beyond, koi ponds are transforming backyards into sanctuaries, places where modern stress dissolves into ancient calm. They remind us that true wealth isn't noise, but nurture. And as Western technology meets Eastern philosophy, a new kind of farmer is emerging, one who sees sustainability not as sacrifice, but as strategy. One who builds ponds that recycle, systems that harmonize, and businesses that inspire. The koi, once a cultural emblem of Japan, is now becoming a global ambassador of mindful prosperity, a universal language spoken through color, water, and care. 4. From passion to purpose. Every great farmer starts with curiosity, but they stay because of meaning. You may begin with a simple desire to raise fish or make money. But somewhere along the journey, the koi changes you. You start noticing the small things, the shimmer of sunlight on water, the soft hum of an aerator at dusk, the way life thrives when balance is kept. You realize the pond isn't just your business, it's your teacher. And when you sell your first fish, not to a customer but to a collector who smiles with genuine awe, you understand that what you've built isn't just profitable, it's purposeful. You've become a curator of beauty, a steward of life, a guardian of serenity in a chaotic world. That's legacy. 5. The ripple effect. Your work doesn't end at your pond's edge. Every sustainable pond, every healthy fish, every person you inspire sends ripples into the world. Ripples that carry your influence far beyond what you can see. A child who visits your farm and learns to feed koi may grow up to become a conservationist. A neighbor who starts a small pond after seeing yours might find peace for the first time in years. A follower watching your videos online might decide to leave city noise behind and start their own eco-farm. That's the power of one pond, it multiplies. When we choose harmony over haste, patience over greed, creation over consumption, we change more than our water. We change the world. 6. The future flows forward. As the world faces challenges of climate change, overfishing, and food insecurity, the future of farming will depend not on industrial expansion, but on intelligent integration. Koi farming stands as a shining example of what that future looks like: profitable, sustainable, and beautiful. Tomorrow's farms won't be built from concrete and chaos, but from cooperation and creativity, powered by sunlight, guided by sensors, and inspired by the ancient wisdom of the koi. A future where small farmers thrive, where nature and economy are not enemies, but partners, where every drop of water carries both life and legacy. And that future begins right now, in your backyard, in your hands, and in the still waters of your own pond. 7. A closing reflection. When night falls and the world grows quiet, your pond glows softly under the moonlight. The koi glide like living brushstrokes, silent, graceful, eternal. In that moment, you understand why so many people across cultures have fallen in love with them. They are not just fish, they are metaphors. Symbols of what humanity can become when we blend discipline with beauty, tradition with innovation, and work with wonder. If you listen closely, you'll hear the water whisper what every koi farmer eventually learns. Wealth is not found in what you take from the pond, but in what you give to it. So keep feeding, keep learning, keep creating balance. Because one day, years from now, someone will stand by your pond, watch your fish swim beneath the sunlight, and feel the same peace, the same inspiration, and they'll continue the story where you left off. That's the true legacy of the koi, a legacy that never ends, only flows forward.